Why do so many people fail to achieve financial success? And how can we ourselves avoid these pitfalls? In this video, we are going to see some reasons, the most common reasons for this failure to achieve financial success. We have to understand what financial success means. It does not necessarily have to be that you are a millionaire or a billionaire. For different people, financial success can mean different things. For someone, it can mean having financial freedom. That means they work as they like. If they don't want to work, they don't have to work because they have the money to sustain their lifestyle. For somebody, it might mean owning their own house, living in their own house. For somebody, it might mean sending their kids to the Ivy League international colleges for further education. So financial success is basically then not the number in the bank account, rather it is more of a mindset kind of thing. That do you feel financial success? Do you think that okay, you can sustain, you are successful financial, that means you can do what you want to do. That state is financial success. Different numbers for different people, as I said already. Now let's delve into the reasons why so many people don't achieve this financial success. The first thing that comes to mind is the lack of financial education. That you might very well agree to. If you are not a finance professional and you did not have finance courses, then it's difficult for you to understand, because in general education, finance is not taught anywhere. Even though we have to deal with money, everyone has to deal with money at smaller or bigger level, as an employee or a manager or an entrepreneur. Everybody has to deal with money, but we are not taught about that. I myself, I'm a doctor by profession, and that means I have had a huge, very long educational career from school, college, medical college, after that post-graduation, and I have been working since so many years now, but I had never had any course in finance. I never had any course in investing. I never knew. I learned how to do things which would bring me money, but what would I do with that money? That I never learned, which I have started learning on my own since last couple of years. But formally, there was no financial education. Many people who are not very inclined, I was inclined that okay, I have to learn about this. I have to learn how to manage my money and rather not give my money to somebody else. I taught myself many things. But many people who don't have that inclination, that ambition, their money just keep lying in the bank account. Or the worst case scenario, they buy a house and they live in it. Worst case, I said, again, it's a sense of like in the perspective. For somebody, it might be sign of financial success. That okay, you buy a house and you live in it, and you feel that you're owning your own homeowner's pride. You feel, but somebody, when you see more objectively, it could be a disaster. That all the money that you have earned or you will be earning in the future, you're going to pay the EMI to the bank for that. So that could be financial disaster. So that way, that shows if the decision is what in German they call bewusst. Means you know that knowingly you're doing it with that same thing, that okay, even if you are financially numbers wise does not make sense, but still on the emotional point of view, from the mindset, it gives you fulfillment and content. That is very important, and peace, it's very important. That's why if people doing it knowingly, then it's fine, because that means that they have done the numbers, they have calculated everything, and then not they're doing it. But people who are just doing it on the emotional side, and because they lack the financial knowledge, the background that goes behind it, then it is a disaster, and that counts into the category of lack of financial education. Living beyond means. Now this is hilarious. Now, because of cheap credit, nowadays credit has increased in last couple of months, last few months I must say, but in general, the credit availability of credit is pretty normal, especially for people who are professionals, who have stable jobs, who have good jobs. For them, banks are ready to give them money. And then people take that money, use credit cards, and the expenses are more than that should be. I'm not saying expenses are more than the income, but expenses are more than that should be, and because it's easy to spend. And this is instant gratification, that you like something, you buy something. You want to go somewhere to take a vacation spontaneously, international vacation, you go there and you enjoy life. Now, that is again, in a way, that gives you happiness, gives you experience. That is also important. But then when you see a numbers point of view, it pushes you down. It pulls you back from the financial success. Now, what we are trying to find out is that how do we balance our life, that we don't have to live like frugally, very frugally, where you don't have any experiences, you don't learn anything, you don't enjoy anything, and just accumulate the numbers in the bank account. We don't want that. We're not talking about that. But we are also talking to rationally being, all the expenses part has to be rationalized. It has to be rational. And again, the aim is also to achieve financial freedom. So if we just keep on gaining experiences and spending a lot of money, you have to keep in mind that experiences can be done also without spending a huge amount of money. If you travel, you don't have to live in a 5-star hotel. You can live at a cheaper hotel as well. You can spend in a different way as well. And think about money, think about financial freedom, think about the value it will have. The money that you're giving to a 5-star hotel per night, that would have in 20 years compounding. The topic of compounding will come some other time in a different video, but that is also important. So living beyond means buying a car, buying a brand new BMW. You can do that. If you are a millionaire already, you can do that. That money is not going to cost you. If you have that money in the bank account, you can give that, and if you want that, you can take it. You can buy the car. But if you're doing it on credit, then you are spending so much money on a depreciating, that is a liability. Car is not an asset. It's not going to increase. Value is not going to increase. In the case of house, at least value would remain stable, or maybe it would increase. But then if you're not selling it, there's no point. I mean, if the values increase, so what? You're not going to sell it. You're going to sell it in the worst case scenario when you are going bankrupt. But hopefully, you will not be in that scenario ever. So the value increases. For you, it does not matter because you're not gaining anything from it. You will gain it when you sell it. And if you sell it, where will you go? The next is the classic fear of investing. Now, we think that investing is for professionals, for people who have idea about it, who are the Wall Street guys, the share market guys. That is correct. That is also, there are so many complexities, and we fear that we'll lose all our money, and we hear scams now and then. So that is also correct. The mindset is right. But then if we are not doing it, not only stock market, there are many other instruments. There are real estate, there is there's gold, there is other ETFs nowadays. So if you are doing it, if you're not doing it, you're definitely losing on the opportunity, or the money that you're keeping in your bank account is definitely losing value due to inflation. So we have to at least do something to counter that inflation. You have to go into a long-term like investment, long-term low risk investment. We don't want to take any risks with that hard earned money. So at least do that. Or else, if you have time, if you're interested, you can learn about that. Now, these are, whatever I say in this video is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to do that. What I'm sharing with you is my own ideas that I have learned over the period of years, and I have used in my personal situation and have benefited from that. So don't take it as a personal financial advice, but take it as my opinion about these things. All right. So learn about investing, and then you can make your own mind and do what is best in your situation according to your goals and ambition. One more reason is lack of discipline and consistency. Now, this thing is very common. Very few people would say that they are very disciplined and they're very consistent in what they do. For example, this channel is a very new channel. It's a second video on this channel. I would really appreciate if you could like this video and share, subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. When I started this, I made a video and I thought I will make one video every week. But now it's been 12 days since I made my first video, because again, other things come into picture. I have to do other work, and I'm working full time as a doctor. So then this thing got procrastinated. This thing got delayed. that is being not consistent. I'm going to improve that. I aim to improve on that, being more consistent, being more effective. But this is also a reason why many people don't achieve financial success, because they're inconsistent what they're doing. They invest 1 month, and then, or maybe they invest say $1,000, and then they forget about it, and then they don't invest any more money because they think that okay, they have done the investment, $1,000 is there. But how much is $1,000 going to do for you? Even if you earn say a huge benefit like 15%, 20%, what is €1,000? $1,000 will 20% $200 per year. What is going to bring? What is going to happen? What is going to change in that $200? So the duration, the consistency will over the period of time help you build the corpus via the magic of compounding. Now we are going to see about compounding in some other video, but you have to understand that this compounding is not going to make you rich. That one has to understand. This compounding will cut inflation. It will keep your money in the higher bracket, but you cannot assume that with compounding you will become super rich, because to become rich with compounding you need to invest that much money. You need to invest already $1 million to earn $1 million from that in 50 years from now or 30 years from now. All right. So if you are investing €1,000 or $1,000, it's not going to become million. Okay, that one has to understand. I mean, it is going to become a million, but maybe in 200 years you'll not be there. So that one has to understand that investing, it's still, consistency is still important, because it avoids you. Our aim is not just to increase wealth. Our aim is also to avoid the depreciation, avoid the falling of the value. That is also important. And the last thing I would say is that not setting clear goals. That is relevant in all fields of life. One has to have fixed goals. It does not have to be fixed in that sense that it's written on stone and cannot be moved. It can be reassessed and reevaluated every 6 months, 1 year, but there has to be some goals, some plan. Maybe the plan is not achieved, maybe the goal is not reached. It's okay, but it has to be there. Only then you will have the direction, what you want to do. You will have a destination, what you want to achieve in that point of time. And the thought process or the things that you learn or you devise, the things that you do are directed towards that goal. That every point of time you think that, okay, this is my goal, the work that I'm doing, the investment that I'm doing, the things that I'm learning, the skills that I'm building, are these going to push me or my situation into this goal? So, and if not, then you can think about that twice, that do you really need to do that? Do you really need to invest in that? Do you really need to buy that thing? All right. So these things, in my view, hamper the growth and keep most people financially unsuccessful. And we, as enthusiasts of financial freedom, should focus on these things and avoid these things in our lives. All right. Thank you very much. As I said, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot. You can also write me an email on the email address given in the description, and check out our website.